Hey, welcome to the channel, friends. Man, as always, I'm really stoked up to see. I hope that y'all are doing well. Wherever today finds you in time and space, I hope that you're doing. I hope that you're doing well. I sincerely mean that. I want to bring to you five things that I've learned along the way. So, man, I've been in all kinds of organizations. I've been in the scouting program. I've been a home builder. I've been in the leather business. I've been in the ranching business. Been a Marine. I've been in the manufacturing business, metal fabrication. I've built trains of all things, and I'm a soldier now. I've been in all kinds of types of organizations, even in the military, from anti-terrorism units to communication providers. I've been a team chief, squad leader, section sergeant, platoon sergeant, first sergeant. I think through all of that, I've picked up a few good things, and I've picked up a few bad things. I'm sure that I try to continue to hone and to sharpen myself in who I am. But I wanted to bring today, five things that you can put in your kit bag to think about, to ruminate over, about how to do this. And I don't want to say how to be successful. I don't want to say how to make a lot of money. I think what I really want to say is just how to be authentic, to be true, to live in the workspace with integrity, right? And maybe a little raw tenacity. I've been accused of a lot of things over the years, right? I've been accused of having a God complex. I've been accused of being pretentious. I've been accused of being over the top, of being fake, because I do. I get a little passionate. That's what I'll call it today. I'll call it passionate about what I am and about what I do. But these five things, I think that if we can learn to live in them and learn to live through them, it really makes all the difference in the world. And in my experience, in my walk, it's proven to be true, both individually and collectively, in the great organizations that I've had the privilege to be a part of. And where I've been humbled to be able to serve as a leader. The first thing is you need to believe what you're doing, right? You need to buy into it. It needs to be real to you. It needs to matter to you. All right, listen to me, friends. If you're selling snake oil, man, you're going to sell some snake oil, right? People are going to buy it. But that only lasts so long, right? That Ponzi scheme only lasts so long. You need to believe what you're selling. When you do that, I can promise you, it may take a little bit longer. You may have some ups and downs. But that's step number one. And people who want to hear and partake and believe in that same thing, they will naturally come to you. And in a business world, man, if you're believing in what you're doing, people want to be a part of that organization. They asked for it when they submitted an application or raised their right hand, if you're in the military. People don't wake up and want to fail. People don't wake up and say, how can I screw up my life today? Now, truth be told, there are far fewer people who believe to the degree that they want to, right? I'm not talking about only to the business leader. I'm not talking about just to the owner. or just to the supervisor here. This really applies to all of us. You have to believe in what you're doing. It starts with me, it starts with us individually before the collective. You have to believe it, friends. And there are so fewer people out there who believe to the degree that they want to, right? They want to believe. Friends, people, the people around you in your workspace, in your community, they want to have that purpose. They want to believe that what they're doing makes a difference. And that all can begin with, and believe me, I know that motivation comes from within, but sometimes somebody else, they need to see it. They need to feel it. And so that begins with you. And that's who we're talking about. We're talking about us individually. It begins with us. We have to believe it. We have to believe that what we're doing is true, it's real, it's right. It's authentic. It's what is needed for today. After we've bought into this thing, we need to grind day in and day out. You're not playing the short game, right? You're playing the long game. I don't care if we're talking about financial investments, where some people out there, and some of these people make money, right? They're playing a short game, buying and selling and trading every single day, looking for what's hot. Yeah, you will make money doing that. You're also going to lose your butt. If you don't have your eye on the long game, on being able to endure the storms, on being able to weather what comes, man, you have to do that. And the only way to do that is by grinding every day. Keep pushing forward. Keep moving. Keep driving. I don't care if you got to put that thing down in the granny gear and you had to grind the clutch just to get it in. You have to drop it into 4-low, man, and just keep pushing forward because it's what you believe in, right? This is what comes in after you have bought into this thing. You move forward. Stagnant water can be so lethal. And so you keep moving down this path that you believe in. And that takes us to winning. Now, some people look at things and like, man, and the only way to win is to win and to win big. And so, yes, I hope that you win big. But what I'm talking about here, friends, is winning in the small things, winning in the routine things. Every win matters. The only win that matters right now is the one that's right now. Although we're driving and we're looking out towards playing the long game and being able to endure all the storms, what matters right now is right now. And this is where you need to find that win. Maybe you have a team and you have a small maintenance task at hand. The only thing that matters is that maintenance task. So give it all that you have. Make it the best job that you can. Maybe it's an additional duty, something that you just prefer not to do. Man, right now, that's your task at hand. So find a win. Show up on time. Man, that's a win. If you can show up on time every single day, and when I say on time, I mean even maybe just a few minutes early, right? We have a saying in the military, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes. That's right. So be on time every single day, in the right place, in the right uniform, with the right frame of mind. Man, we do these 4 things right all the time and you'll be squared away. It's amazing how that works. But you find a win. If you have a team, find a win for your team. And they may not like it, right? They're not going to like the grinding, right, at first that you've been doing individually, and then you start doing collectively, and you start grinding, and people are trying to buy into what you're doing, and you're trying to find a way to make this happen and to keep moving forward. And you're like, I'm just so determined to do what's right. And maybe that means you start getting muddy. Maybe it means you start getting rained on. And nobody likes getting rained on at first, right? The rain's coming down. It's like, gosh dang, this weather sucks. But man, after you're wet, that's when you start to have fun, right? You start to forget your environment. Nobody likes traipsing through the mud at first. But man, after you're dirty, man, we start wrestling in it and we start having a good time. Nobody likes putting a little sweat on back. But if you have purpose for it, it will become COP for the soul of that organization. Find a win. It doesn't matter if nobody else cares about that win. Those are some of the ones to go after. What are the wins that nobody else is even trying to get? Go get that win and bring it back to the team. Find a way for your team to win and then boast about it. Boast about your team. Not about you in that team, about your team. By name. Talk about the people who are in your charge by name. Where they're from, what their family's like, what they did to bring success to the organization today. Talk about that win. Talk about how they've been grinding. Boast over them. And in all of this, all that we're doing is we're talking story. And this is the last piece. It's that storytelling that we're doing. Now, and this is the reason why I don't want you to boast over you in your part of this organization. Because your teammates, they will do that for you. They will, friends. Everything that they do is telling a story about you as a leader in that organization. Again, I don't care if we're talking about just a 4-man fire team or if we're talking about a 138-man company. They're going to tell a story about you. In everything that they do. And they all need to know that they're doing just that. They need to believe it. They need to buy into it. Because once people accept that, then they start to become more aware and cognizant of the story that they're telling and everything that they're doing 24/7. And when they start ringing this same story as loudly as you have been, when they've bought into it, when they grind every day, when they find that win, and they keep finding new wins every day, and when they're boasting over what they're doing, they are telling your story in a way that you cannot replicate out of your own mouth. Friends, these 5 things, I promise you, if you apply them, if you remember them, if you start to live them in your family, in your workspace, in your community, these things will apply so deeply into so many different areas. I hope you enjoyed the content of it. If you did, Leave some comments down below and share some of your own thoughts, some of your own stories, some of your own experiences, some things, some nuggets of truth, if you will, that we all need to remember. Can continue this conversation. And if you know somebody else who should be invited into this conversation, man, share. Feel free to share it and bring him in, and we'll keep this conversation and the story growing together. Appreciate all you guys, man. Until then, you stay stoked.